Hello and welcome to a scene for Vampire by Gaslight. Today, the basement of Fortescue Manor is getting the attention of three particular kindred. Because there's, well, Joseph's various different equipment has been found down there, along with one of his former projects. And there's every guess that whatever the strange individuals in the city who have been attacking the students are after will be behind said pet. Unfortunately, the kindest thing to do in this situation may very well be to put it down. There's only one way to find out. And so it is up to Christian to decide whether to lead his two advisors down into this basement.
And we open the scene with Christian doing so. After he's gotten a servant to call the sheriff, because he still has no idea how to work telephone. He will come back and say to both Miss Lovelace and Sir Trant that he would like them to follow him, and he will lead them up the stairs to one of the bedrooms where the secret entranceway is, for the at least down to the secret cellars. Now you say, why not go through Joseph's office? Well, Christian wanted to display the full extent of the tunneling and show exactly how he discovered it. So currently you're standing in what was Ariana's bedroom, but now is void of any furniture. And Christian standing in the opening of the tunnel and looking at you both before you head in.
So Trent's going to turn on his auspex and look down the hole.
You can see it's a very narrow corridor between the walls, probably enough to walk single file. And a little bit further down you can see a railing. Looks like the entrance to a stairway that goes down into the floor.
So Trent will blood buff dex, stamina, and strength up to 3, and then head down.
Christian heads in as well, and just walks slowly towards the staircase, which is a spiral staircase that goes down in a circle, right down into the floor, into the depths. It's dark, very dark. You'd think that if you weren't using your second sight, it would be very difficult to see in here. And you notice as you went along that there are little peepholes into all the bedrooms, which is somewhat creepy.
When I look into this, whose bedroom does it look at, or I'll turn to Mr. Fortescue. Uh, whose is this? Whose was this?
The bedroom that we came in the secret door to was Ariana's bedroom.
Ah,
And he indicates as you pass another room with peepholes. This room seems to still contain some items. This is my mother's room.
hmm.
You've heard Christian refer to the Duchess as mother for some particular reason, even though it's quite clear she's not his actual mother.
Mm-hmm. He'll, so Trent will shake his head like, ugh, this is this man was very rude.
Christian obviously doesn't laugh. He has a sort of stormy look across his face, but then there's a look you've seen quite a few times. He's a tempestuous man.
Anyway, we'll continue down.
You head on down the spiral staircase, unless anyone has dexterity 1. You won't need a dexterity check, but it is awkward. Certainly. What's Miss Lovelace doing?
She's following along. She's brought a lamp with because she doesn't have auspex, and it's taking her time. But she is following after you guys. She's being careful because she doesn't want to fall down the stairs. And although she's had a glance through the peepholes in passing, she hasn't made any comments.
Once you get down to the ground level, you notice the first room you come into seems to have a couple of shelves on it which store books, medical books.
Hmm. Do they seem to be all normal textbooks?
Yeah, they look pretty normal.
Okay.
Surgical mainly, but nothing unusual.
If you're looking to relieve yourself of any excess in terms of books, you feel free to send some my way if you'd like.
Christian just makes the sound as I did. He doesn't want to give away that he wouldn't be reading the books to seem himself unintelligent, but at the same time, he didn't really want to talk about the question. So,
She's not going to go to the bother of trying to get them because she can get the books from other sources. But if they're going to go to waste, she'd rather give them a good home, if you see what I mean.
oh yeah.
And they don't seem your kind of light reading.
Does she actually say that?
No.
Oh, I wish she had. Okay. He carries on. It's quite clear that they're not the sort of thing that Christian would read. But there's another room which again has books and scrolls and little jars with fingers and other organs in it, but they're not deformed organs. They're just other bits of interest. A few more medical books. And third room is the private study where you can see that the desk has been stripped mostly of all the books and scrolls that I had on it, and the diary. And there's a large metal door, which is currently locked and bolted shut. Grant, you can hear scraping and something sniffing the air as you enter the room.
Hmm. Does it seem like it seems like it's behind the door?
Yeah, it's behind the door.
I'll turn to Kirsten and go, did your sire speak any other languages?
I believe he spoke a few, yes. Or at least
Yeah.
read a few.
He'll try and turn to the door and go, and his most commanding voice, sit!
It wasn't very commanding.
You'll be to roll anything for that, or
Not really.
You can roll. I don't see how it would work because you don't have animal ken.
it's
I
just
don't have,
for
you're not inoffensive to animals. It's hungry. You're not its master, and you're not using dominate.
I
So
didn't
I
know you
don't.
could. Can you use dominate on animals?
No.
Okay. I was going to say I didn't know you could. If you could.
I meant animalism,
Oh, okay.
not dominate. I don't know why I said dominate, but you know what I mean.
Anyway, it's
So
worth a
you
try.
hear it sort of panting and snarling.
How large is it?
I didn't really get a good look at it when I was closing the door on its face, Christian says, turning to. Okay.
Can you open the door to a degree that we can look at it without it escaping? Because I certainly have a way that I can, well, deal with it if you do that. It would be fatal. But I presume that was our intention.
Alright, I'll give it a go. And Christian reaches into his boot and takes out a knife, seemingly just in case, as he approaches the door. And he looks at Sotrant first. Does Sotrant stand aside?
He'll uh, he'll look to Miss Lovelace and he'll stand beside her as if to if it does get out, protect her from the animal. I assume Miss Lovelace is unarmed,
She
except
doesn't
for the
seem to be
lamp.
armed at the moment.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to
Okay.
be armed, brackets. But she's a Tremere, and Tremere have their ways.
Right.
Christian looks over his shoulder at the pair before very slowly opening the door. As soon as he gets it sort of a couple of inches, you can see the black nose of the creature and its pink skin. And its mouth.
Fortunately, all I need is line of sight
Yeah.
to activate Path of Blood level 4.
Yep.
Oh.
So, Theft of Vitae.
Don't botch.
Yeah, botching is a bad plan. Difficulty is 7 because it's Path level plus 3.
Don't botch.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Okay. And what happens?
Well, blood starts to stream from the dog thing towards Lovelace's hand, and it just seems to get absorbed straight into her hand, which she is holding towards it. And there's basically, it takes 4 blood points from the creature for that activation. So I gain 3 blood points because you spend 1 to activate. And assuming it hasn't gone down yet, bearing in mind dogs have a lot less blood points than humans have.
Mm.
So yeah, 4 blood points drained straight into Miss Lovelace. Has it collapsed yet, or shall I go for a second one?
It's weakened.
Okay.
No, not yet dead.
I was going to say, wouldn't it, does it seem like it's on the edge of passing out?
Yeah, it's quite weak. I
Hold
mean, when Christian sort of pulls at the door to pull it further open, and the dog isn't able to jump at him.
We'll hold up his hand and does it look like it's going to be giving us any type of fight whatsoever?
And gone in.
I was going to say, the sheriff might be able to get something out of it.
It's a bit late now. Should have said that earlier. She did say this would be fatal.
And
You didn't say anything then.
you take all the blood out. I presume with that many successes.
Yeah.
So and it goes onto the floor and just is a bloodless mess. And Christian sort of he had his knife in his hand and he stands there and looks mildly shocked because how many people have seen Tremere do weird things
This is true.
before.
She has basically just stood there and drained it dry from a meter away.
And he looks kind of pale, if that's the right word. But he tries to compose himself, clears his throat. Yes, well that was oh, we dealt with that, didn't we? And he steps towards the body of the creature, and it just appears to be a quite large, hairless dog, which looks a little bit more muscular and ferocious than the average dog, but it's not really monstrous like that. But you know, you can imagine it could give you a nasty bite. It got a hold of you. I don't know what's happened to Deborah. Is she gone?
Mm-mm.
No idea what's happened there. Anyway, after that, this room just appears to be it's a safe. Is the best way to describe it. It's a metal room, and the dog looks like it was being fed, at least semi-regularly. And but it hadn't been fed recently, of course, because its master is dead, or almost dead, or will soon be dead, etc. And in the wall there's a wall safe with a key lock to it, and around it there are several different little compartments bit like sliding out drawers.
Um,
And there's a phrase on the safe which you can't quite see from that distance. Looks like something's written on the safe.
Miss Lovelace, could you bring in the lamp?
Certainly. And she'll lift the lamp up with the hand that didn't end up with blood getting sucked into it, to light the room a bit better.
And you can see the safe and its compartments, and you can see that each compartment seems to have a word written on it in Latin, as well as a number.
Conveniently.
And so there's an inscription on the safe in Latin.
Yeah, conveniently, Latin is one of the things that Miss Lovelace tends to know.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, Grant, why couldn't you have brought someone less convenient to this scene? Because I was hoping that you bring Trent or Austin or somebody like that. You brought Miss Lovelace, who will know exactly, then ruin the mystery of this particular plot by knowing exactly what it's going to say on stage.
Hey, you could go with Arabic if you want.
No, it's going to be written in Latin because Joseph doesn't speak Arabic.
He does speak French, though. Which Miss Lovelace is not very good at.
But I assume Christian would know French.
Yeah, Christian speaks French. So it's not redundant anyway. So,
Actually, no, I only put Italian down, not Latin. That's interesting.
Oh, so you don't
She
speak
does have
Latin?
natural linguist, and she does have Italian. So.
Okay, well, so there's a phrase in Latin on the safe, and if you don't have Latin as it will be difficulty 7 for Lovelace because she has natural linguist. Or does it reduce it by 2?
No, I think even if it reduced it by 2, it'd probably be 2-7.
Yeah.
It's like 9 to.
Yeah, difficulty 7 for Lovelace to decipher it. A difficulty 8.
And intelligence investigation?
Yes.
Or enigmas, though that's the same. Or academics, which gives me one more. Academics.
Yeah, it's an academic language, Latin.
Okay. Difficulty 7.
Roll as well if you want.
And that is a botch.
Okay.
Doing so well, and then I botched this.
Grant?
1 success?
You know it says something about heart. It says the something key heart. Miss Lovelace thinks Miss Lovelace will probably argue with you, thinking it says something completely different. Opposite phrase, or valor and integrity, or something is.
No, it's.
Yeah. You think you've deciphered it, but you've deciphered it wrong.
Yep. Clearly about love.
Anyway, 1 second. I'm sorry.
Annoyingly, my phone has been going off all the way through this scene.
I hate when it happens. When you actually proven to be popular.
I sit here all day, doing no scenes, nothing. There's silence. And the minute that I get into a scene and recording, someone rings me.
Yep. The struggles of being popular. Being loved.
I need a cup of tea ready soon. Anyway.
And I'm thinking of making a jam tart.
Jam tart. You can't tell me this. You know how much I like jam tarts.
This is true.
And it's my birthday tomorrow. One could almost demand a jam tart for a birthday favour.
You could almost, certainly. Almost.
Almost. Where's Grant gone?
I don't know. Okay. While we're waiting, I can make a start on this pastry. Sorry for this baking-based interlude, everybody.
While we're waiting, here we have Miss Lovelace Bakes. What is Miss Lovelace baking today?
Told you, jam tart.
Yeah.
It is one of the best ways to hide blood.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not blood in this jam tart.
Do you want some jam tarts, Christian? It is slightly redder than you might expect.
I think if she came bearing him gifts now, he'd be quite suspicious.
Ah, yes. And so he should be. Right. Jam. Not that I need the jam yet.
There he is.
Super sorry. Anyway.
So, what is Sir Trout going to do with this information?
Well, he'll look at the safe and go, what? Does the safe seem to have a key?
It's keyhole. Yeah.
Alright.
And then all the boxes around it have Latin words on them as well.
Is there one for heart?
There is.
Alright. Well, since he doesn't know how to check for booby traps, he'll just open it.
Luckily for you, there is not a booby trap.
I'm not going to stop him from opening drawers. Let's put it this way. Upstairs there was a stone that burned stuff. Not going to go touching stuff that I don't need to be touching. If he's going to start randomly opening drawers, I will let him.
Anyway, is what's in the drawer marked heart?
A key.
Okay. Is there anything written on the key?
No, it just seems to be like a large brass key.
Alright, he'll take out the brass key, go over to the safe, and try the key.
It unlocks.
So Trent will open the safe and have a look.
Inside the safe is a large glass jar. And inside the jar is some fluid and... what's the best way to describe it other than a black heart? The heart looks functional, but it's certainly not human.
So Trent is going to, and does it look like anything's written on this jar?
No, just looks like a general jar. It's quite... it's a little bit ornate. It's not a plain old jar, but it's not, there's nothing written on it.
He'll take the heart, the jar out, and sigh. I believe this is what the students have been plagued for. And we'll show it to Christian.
Christian looks at it suspiciously. He...
Can I make a occult roll?
yes, you can.
Intelligence occult. Difficulty. Difficulty. Lisa? Not good. That looks like a fail to me.
I'll make a roll myself since I have a level of occult now. I have a success. Or maybe two if the difficulty was a 6.
Computer.
Lisa. You have to admit this is a bit odd, me being able to read Latin where you're not, and me maybe knowing what the heart is where you're not. Dice make things interesting. dead?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happened to Lisa.
Well, if you look at the text,
But yeah, I'm thinking you will probably be able to figure out that it looks vaguely vampiric.
okay.
You probably won't, from that, be able to tell anything else about it, but vaguely vampiric.
Hmm. Well, I think I'll be able to infer that it is a bit odd given the fact that, I thought body parts taken away from the vampire's body went to ash. So, um, he's going to, is there anything else in the safe? I guess it was Lisa's plot line, so she's the only one who knows for sure. Um, I'm going to close the safe, lock it again, uh, leave the key in there at this moment, and look at the heart. Well, the heart definitely looks a bit vampiric, at least what I've seen of vampiric skin and organs. Not much.
Given the usual decay of vampiric organs when separated from the body, I'd rather think that this is certainly something they want back.
I would definitely put this under lock and key, but huh. Oh, and he's going to go to the Latin translation and point to the word for key and heart again and go, now, Miss Lovelace, this says heart, this drawer says heart, and since it had the key in it, I'm going to say this Latin word is key.
She's going to raise an eyebrow at you using such a patronising tone of voice, because she has at no point let on the fact that she completely misinterpreted everything. In fact, she didn't mention her interpretation at all.
Oh, okay. Then Sir Trent would not have brought this up. I
Oh,
thought he
no,
did.
that's okay.
Anyway, oh, well, I think could we get it put in a bank safe? Maybe other safe. Anyway, all I'm saying is once they figure out that the good doctor is under our is no longer under control of this heart, they'll be coming after it, and we have to put it somewhere.
Yes. I believe we should see about returning it to its proper owners. For a price, of course.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. We should keep it somewhere until we can negotiate a new deal. I'm not sure what deal the good doctor had with them, but
presumably they did not have a deal, considering the amount of trouble that they have put our city through.
hmm. Well, um, if you could find if you could find a Fortescue servant, he's going to tell him to get two um, metal boxes, one about the size of the jar, and then another a little bigger than that box. And these would be metal boxes with locks on them.
Um, it's probably not the easiest thing to acquire, but they can see about getting them for you.
Okay.
They probably don't necessarily have them lying around the house.
If need be, go out and I'll tell them to go out and buy them on credit, and I'll pay for it later.
They give you a weird look, like money was what the problem was. And not the fact that it's the middle of the night and, all the shops that might sell such specific items are closed.
I was going to say, the Fortescues do have that nice little thing on Bridge Street, if we're really pressed.
You?
Anyway, he's going to look back at Miss Lovelace. The Fortescues are planning on abandoning this building, right? And
in character, we don't necessarily know that.
Well, it definitely looks like they're moving stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And did anyone express interest in keeping the flower heart?
Not as yet, but Joseph Fortescue is still awaiting his trial. It would be somewhat crass to go disposing of his possessions already.
Sir Trent is going to keeping the jar firmly with him. He'll go up. How is the heart being displayed in a little tray or something?
It's in a jar.
Okay. Not the vampiric heart.
That's in a different jar.
Okay.
It's a jar filled with formaldehyde.
All right. He'll pick up that jar, carry it down, and I assume there's a table there. He'll put it down, open that safe up again, and put the jar made with the heart in it in the safe, and lock it.
Okay.
He'll turn to Miss Lovelace. That is just in case they somehow get into this building before we begin our negotiations. I don't know whether Miss Lovelace thinks Sir Trent is being paranoid or a little crazy, but not caring at this point.
Yeah,
Anyway,
she's not gonna mention anything. Doesn't seem
so
that bad an idea. Maybe not the best of ideas, but it's not that bad either.
anyway, he'll take the card and unless the Fortescues bring him a box, he'll start looking around for other safes and drawers that can be locked.
It probably won't be too hard to find somewhere that can be locked. The question is whether you can find somewhere that can be locked that you can get the key for. But yeah, it shouldn't be too hard.
Anyway, after he puts it in a locked place, he'll I assume Christian had to run off, so he'll write down instructions that someone might come to the house prowling around for the part. I put the keep the area safe, and I locked it, so to speak. I won't mention where I locked it, but I will mention that anyway. So yeah, without Lisa, I guess that's as much as we can do. Unless you can think of something else.
Excellent. Miss Lovelace will see about trying to figure out who these letters are from, because that's what she currently doesn't know. Might very well know how to go about making arrangements after that point, but she doesn't know who they are from yet, which is something that someone else might very well find out fairly soon. Anyway, there the scene will end.